Hey everyone, this is a unscheduled live broadcast because we have just an amazing story to tell. I'm Jaylyn. I have the amazing John Lillywhite with Change Mortgage, who's
You're
also
awesome.
a very good friend of mine for the past few years. And so, John, what are we talking about today? What is this cool story we're going to
Oh
share?
my God. So I'll let you do most of it. I'll just open with I received a document today from one of our common clients, and there was something on that document that I just had to share with Jaylyn. You know what document I'm talking about, Jaylyn, right? Right?
Yeah, you called me earlier this morning and told me about a conversation that you had with, one of our mutual clients, and just a little bit of background story for all of the listeners and all of the viewers. So back in 2017, I had helped this family, a family of five, as a matter of fact, get into a home in Menifee, California, and they just weren't mortgage ready at that point in time. So I ended up getting them into a very large 6-bedroom, massive house in Menifee
Right?
using Home Partners of America. So they were doing a lease purchase. So, we've stayed in touch every year, and they just had not been to the point where they were able to be credit ready and mortgage ready to actually buy the home. So here they are at the end of their window of opportunity to actually purchase the home from Home Partners, because they have 5 years in order to be able to get ready to purchase the home, right? So they contact me and they literally have like, what, 2 months ready to like left in order to buy the home before they lose their opportunity forever.
Right.
Right, John?
Pretty close. Actually, it was maybe a couple weeks less than that. But yeah, I mean, you're right down to the last few weeks or so to get it done. Right.
Yeah, so I told them, I said, here's what you need to do. You need to reach out to John. I'm going to connect the two of you right now. Whatever he asks you for, you need to get it to him immediately. We do not have any time to waste here. We need to get you going. So, being your awesome self, you reached out to them immediately, got them going, did the initial pre-qual, pulled their credit, and you called me and said, Jalen, they're mortgage ready now. This is actually going to happen. So kind of walk me through the process on, that side. What did that all look like?
I'm gonna leave the best for me. I love you, Jaylyn. All right, so as Jaylyn said, pointed the clients over to me. I introduced myself, what we needed to do. It was a loan that was a traditional FHA loan, but it had some edges on it. Like, life throws curveballs at you a little bit. So there were some edges that we needed to kind of shave off. And so we did that. There's lots of little moving pieces that went around this. And one of those moving pieces is that apparently, and I don't know how this works, Jaylyn, you might want to chime in on this, that once a year, the Home Partners says, if you want to buy the house on this year, we will sell it to you for this amount. Is that kind of how that part works?
Exactly. So they had a 5% escalation. So their right to purchase price did go up an additional 5% year
Okay.
over year. So I told them, it's beneficial to you guys to try and purchase it before the end of year one, but, obviously that never happened. So here they are at the end of year 5, and it's gone up, considerably.
Right.
But yeah, this is like,
All right, so the letter that Home Partners had given them is, we'll sell the house to you. This is your last opportunity before we blow it out of the water here. It was $566,300. That was the list price that Home Partners allowed these people who were leasing their property to buy it from. So that was the list price. So at FHA, it's 3.5% down. So we did that as a result of the mom that was there. She put some gift money in. Everyone pulled together. I mean, Jaylin, this family was so deserving of this, right? I mean, so they took some time getting there, but the fact is they're now ready. Everything
Yeah.
is in line. We'll probably have ourselves a full approval in the next week, week and a half, but it's looking great and there's no red flags.
Yeah.
We got the appraisal back today. Now,
Yes.
in the situation, the appraisal, if it's less than what the list price is, then borrowers need to come in with the difference between what the list price is and what the appraised value is. That's just how
Right.
the rules work. On the other hand, if the appraised value comes in at greater than the list price, then they have immediate equity. They have immediate
Right.
assets. Now, nonetheless, it's funny money. I mean, you can't necessarily just use it for anything, but wouldn't it be cool to know that the list price was more? And so when this came in, I'm thinking if it's less, it's crash and burn, because these people, Jaylin, you know that they couldn't afford any more than that. And so we would be giving them a call and saying, you know what, you need more money. We're sorry, this isn't going to work. And then what a horrible situation. Or here's the beautiful part. Jaylin, the appraisal came in at $690,000.
So let me just restate this. Everybody gets the point. So they're buying this house on the purchase contract for $566,000. The appraisal came in at almost $700,000. Tell me about the conversation that you had with the client on the phone earlier.
Well, it was weird. I caught him when he was going to work, and I knew that his wife, she's kind of like my wife, Jaylin, right? She's kind of like that. She's generally nervous, very, very conservative, right? And so that's why I was dealing with the husband. And so when I told him, I said, let me tell you what this really means. You immediately have about $130,000. Yeah, about $130,000 of equity right away.
Right.
This guy's a truck driver type, right? I've never met him, right? But I think he kind of comes off to me as a big, burly kind of a guy. And as I told him, he was really quiet, which is not like him. All right. But I got the idea that it touched him so much because there was so much equity there that he started to cry. Jaylin, I got that idea. I could be so wrong, but it was so overwhelming that I don't think he knew how to actually handle it. Right?
Yeah. That just, when you told me earlier, when I talked to you on the phone earlier, like I literally got tears in my eyes. I
Yeah.
was so overcome with joy and happiness for them. And because, we had stayed in touch over the years, and
That's great.
they had been, trying to buy the home, and they just, couldn't quite get there for, lack of down payment, lack of the credit score needed. And so finally, thank God, got themselves in a position to where they were able to pull the trigger last minute. And I'm like, I could not be happier for them. And, just to go back to talk about Home Partners, and what an amazing program is that, to allow somebody to get into a home
100%.
now and take the time that they need
Yeah.
to be able to get ready to actually buy it. I mean, it's just, we're changing lives here. And the fact that you're able to get them, a mortgage, and so they can actually put the home in their names. I mean, that's just such a game changer.
And I think that everybody in the value chain here, you, Home Partners, the diligence, and maybe the accidental patience of these clients of ours. Yeah, I got them alone, but everything was already in place. It's not so much that I did any magic aside from being there, thanks to you for allowing me to do this. But it was the collection of all these beautiful people and beautiful tools like Home Partners can do that actually made this happen. And, if I wasn't aligned and already convinced that Home Partners is a tool and a platform for people to actually have their lives change, oh, Jaylin, I'm in it now. And you were the one that made that happen. So you and Home Partners are such a perfect team that made these people so happy.
Thank you. And I just want to encourage everybody out there who is trying to become a homeowner. please understand that there are options out there for you. You don't have to put 3.5%, 5%, 20% down. You don't have to have a perfect credit score right now. Get into the game right. Get into the game now. Get into a home now. Take the time that you need to actually save up that money, work on your credit score, whatever it's needed, and then pull the trigger and buy the home when you're ready. There are so many options out there for you. And John, I know that you have a lot of amazing programs yourself as far as actually getting people financed, and you have, non-traditional type programs. I'm like, heck, I know that you're in the middle of doing a bridge loan for us right now, and I think I had to send you like just my
It was
stock
a
account
bank statement.
portfolio,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that in addition to the guidelines, really where I think that the beauty, if I can sell a partnership opportunity, the beauty that you and I kind of bring to the table is it's Jalen, it's not about the money, it's not about the guidelines, it's about the heart. And that's why I was so excited to give you a call on this one, because it really was, it's a heart story, right? I mean, guidelines aside and all that stuff, if you didn't have someone as awesome and cool as you and awesome and cool as me, this probably would not have worked, because we're doing it for all the right reasons, right? We just had some really badass tools that helped us make it happen. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And hey, John, real quick, I'm going to put a banner below. What's your phone number? How do people reach you?
they would reach me by calling out to 714 588 9017. That's also my cell phone. It's surgically attached to my hip. So in the event that you want to text me, that works just as well. You know the drill. Texts are usually a lot easier to get to than phone calls. So
Absolutely.
there's
So the
anything.
number is scrolling below. You guys,
good luck. That's great.
if you guys have any questions about loans, or about how you can work with us as a team to get you into a house now, if you're not ready to get into a mortgage or purchase a home straight out right now, or even if you are, we can work together to help you achieve your goals, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Totally here for you, Jalen. You are such the rock star. Thanks for doing this. I love that you have the spontaneity and the wherewithal to say, let's just get this done. Let's just do it, because we were so excited and it worked.
Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely. Well, thank you, John. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate our friendship and our working relationship over the past few years. And so you've always been there for me and my clients. And yeah, we definitely make a great team.
Likewise.
So do you have any last words of wisdom or anything you want to throw out there before I end this broadcast?
The only word of wisdom that I can say is, if you feel that you're somehow frightened by what's going on in the housing market, by listening to things that are happening with the media, whatever it is, then my suggestion to you would be to give a call to Jay Lynn, or to me for that matter, just so that we can tell you really how it is, because it's a beautiful world out there, and you're not going to be able to stop people from buying and selling. And we just gave you one example of what can happen if you don't freeze up and you actually go and try to take the time to find out more about people who know what's going on. So that would be my only recommendation: is don't freeze up. Go out there and talk to people as cool as Jay Lynn.
Thank you. Yeah. Don't be afraid. There's not a boogeyman out there.
We'll take care of you. We will. We're not going to. We won't steer you into a bad area.
Awesome. Well, hey, listen, John, stay in the room here. I'm going to end the broadcast, and then you and I will chat a little bit longer.
All right. Thanks,
Bye,
honey.
everyone. Thanks for watching. Take care.